India. I know you all must be doing good, but I'm doing better today. You know why? Because today at Entab Presence Campus Square at Talks, we have someone very special, someone so young, but leading a group of school having about 7,000 schools, 5 branches. And he is none other than Harshit Bansal, Director, Abhinav Group of Schools.
Thank you very much. Thank
How
you.
are you?
I am good. I am good. How about you, ma'am?
Great.
Great.
So, Harshit, as we have discussed, who started the schools? What is the vision regarding the school?
Abhinav Group of Schools first branch got laid back in 1989.
Mm-hmm.
It was a home school
Okay.
where we were living itself, and two of the rooms were designated were converted into classrooms.
Mm-hmm.
And from there onwards, the journey of Abhinav Group of Schools started.
Mm-hmm.
Then in 1992, we opened up a full-fledged senior secondary branch. The first branch.
You know what I got this learning right now is that it's not necessary to always start big. With that small 2 rooms, you can start big.
Yeah, we started with those. We spent 3 long years in those 2 rooms only. Still, till now also, a whole dedicated floor in that
Very
residence,
building. Okay.
in that very building, still is designated for that.
Wow.
One of the oldest branch of ours.
Wow.
The second branch that we opened in 92, then third got opened in 2003, then fourth in 2014, then 2015, then 2016. So last we opened up in 2016, and now we are into that and catering to the children that we have associated with us, the parents that have belief on us to send their children daily to our campuses. So that's what we do right now.
What are the new initiatives that Abhinav Group of Schools have taken, which you really feel very proud of, that you are the first heading words towards those initiatives?
See, I cannot say that we are the first or the only ones to do this, because this must be the problem that every educator sitting in any classroom or any office would be feeling as of now. And that is to make the child open to the challenges that are present outside.
Okay.
Right now, the major challenge that we are facing is that we have to create individuals for the things that we do not know will happen in future. Microsoft has already declared that 66% of the jobs that are present right now shall not be present after or a decade or even half a decade.
It's an extremely changing world
It's
now.
an extremely and a very fast changing
Very
world.
fast. Absolutely.
So that challenge to prepare the children for those 66% new jobs that we also do not know what would they be is the biggest challenge. And what I found out to how to get out of this problem, we cannot provide him the skills for that 66% jobs,
Absolutely.
because we do not know what that would be. But what we can do is we can make the child open and adaptable to those kind of skills.
I want to add something, that just imagine a group of 7 members disrupted the messaging industry.
Yeah.
That is WhatsApp.
Yeah,
There were a group of 7 people only
Yes,
that
7 people.
literally crushed BlackBerry like anything. So, as you said, it is so true that adaptability and to this fast changing world. How you are coping with that?
To cope up with that, till grade 6, the child's brain is very open to development,
100%.
open to intercepting new things, open to adapting and getting into those things. So till grade 6, what we are doing is we are kind of developing a program that we are calling a life skills program,
Okay.
keeping into mind the very basic necessities of the child, be it the emotional awareness part, be it the linguistics part, be it the as small things as table etiquettes, table manners. So all these things would be imbibed into that program, so that when you see a child, he is ready to launch himself into the world.
Have you developed or you are still developing?
I am still into the stages of developing that program.
Okay.
In bits and bits, we have integrated that into curriculum that we are following, but a full-fledged will be implemented either from 2020 or from 2021.
Please make me a part of it.
I would love to. I would love to. I would love to.
But that's a really great initiative. I really wish that all the schools around there are about millions of schools in the country, and I think seeing you will be always there to help each and everyone who approaches you for that.
And the second thing, the second challenge that I thought is that there is a difference of connect between the home environment and the want of a school environment.
Oh yes.
The parent is wanting a definite environment in the school, and the child is only and only spending 6 to 7 hours in a regular day schooling school. But when the same child is spending the rest of the day, the remaining 15 to 18 hours at the home, there is a difference of connect, a difference of environments. When you try and give those life skills into those 6 hours, they vanish into those 12 hours. And when the child comes the next day, he is a new child. What you gave him yesterday is vanished. So, along with preparing children, we also need to focus and divert some time and attention to the parents, because what they are asking for is totally correct, and schools are trying to work in those areas. But when the child gets home, he is not allowed, or he is not able to get into those things that we try and teach him in the school time till 2 o'clock that the child is with us. So this gap has to be catered. I am not sure how we are going to do this, but we have to, and we will. This is to be done if we need to prepare that child for those 66% of the jobs that are not present right now.
Do you think there is a huge entrepreneurship scope into it, that someone, if they come out with some plan that can bridge this gap in school education system?
See, there cannot be a generic program for this kind of thing.
Okay.
This program would vary from area to area, from region to region, from radius of kilometers to radius of kilometers. Because every mindset, every child in a region is different.
Absolutely.
So a generic program would not implement. If you are working in area 1, then the program has to be curated along with as per the aspects of area 1. The area 1 program might implement to area 2, but that's not a sustainable project. You'll have to have a different and peculiar program for each area, for each region.
That's so true.
Because a generic, if we implement, then again it will fail.
Because India has an extremely vast culture.
Extremely vast culture. There are as much urban areas, as much rural areas, and the mindset is different.
Very much.
So how can a generic program work in this area? Our academic part is generic. A rural child is also studying the same textbooks prescribed by NCERT, and a child studying in a most urban area of the India country will also be studying those NCERT books only. So the examination and the academic part is generic, but this vertical cannot be generic.
Absolutely.
This will have to be developed according to the area only, to bring that child out of that quantum that he has created around himself, or the parents have created or imposed on him or her.
True.
So get out of that program, I think, would help the child, or at least I am
anything
hoping
in your
for.
mind right now, that anything that can be done in a generic way that will help the child in differentiating both the environment?
First thing, or the most basic thing that we can do is, we can the parents, from the parent side of view, they can let the child decide what he wants to do. Because right now what is happening is, the parental pressure is making the child choose what the parents want him to do.
But don't you feel sometimes even the child can choose something wrong?
It can, but at that point of time, parent have to come and tell and guide him.
But not
I am not
force.
asking the child to choose. I am just asking the parent to give the freedom to the child to express that yes, I want to do this, and this is how I want to do this. See, there is one thing that I will always do with my teachers, and I find it a very
Yeah,
very
please.
nice experiment.
Please.
I call all my teachers in my room, and I always ask them, who is the smarter one in the classroom? Are you the smarter one, or is the child the smarter one? So I put this question to you also, that who is the smarter one in the class? Are you the smarter one, or the child is the smarter one?
Okay, me, I would say both are smart, but if you say the smartest and who understand today's adaptability more is the child.
The more is the child.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct. The child is the more smarter out of the two entities present in the classroom.
100%.
But the teacher, along with being smart, is wise.
Yeah.
The child is not wise enough to make his own decisions. So that analogy applies here also. The parent has to allow the child to express for what he wants to choose.
Absolutely.
That would be the smarter part. But the wiser part comes from the parents, that yes or no, how and why.
Very
So
true.
this is how I think it should be followed for each and every child.
It's really very enlightening to see such a young leader with such great in-depth of knowledge. I'm really honored that you're sharing so much of in-depth knowledge with us today. But on the other hand, I really also want to know about your thought process on how about the peer learning process? What about your thoughts about it? Because I feel, according to the surveys also that has been conducted throughout the world, that the peer learning process is way more efficient, that the child is getting more and more into the applicability of the learning things.
See, talking about peer learning processes, it is directly related with the childhood.
Yeah.
If you talk about children of 2001 to 2010 and the children of 2011 to 2020, the children belonging to the first decade of the 21st century had a lot of playtime imbibed into their day plans. Apart from schools also, they used to spend a lot of time with their peers, with their neighbors, with their apartment friends, with their society friends, or with their playground friends. And the child of the second decade of 21st century spends as less than half an hour in these activities.
Yeah.
So what difference it has created is that when you are with your peers, you have a sense of openness and an attachment, and a zero fear of being judged. When you are with your peers, when you are with your friends, when you are with your confidants,
That is the crack.
that is the crux. You do not have any fear of being
Being
judged.
judged.
So you are what you are
Yeah, true.
with your friends, with your peers. And when you are what you are, you speak out, you speak your heart out.
True.
And the kind of understanding level that is there within the peer will never happen between a teacher and a student, a parent or a student, or a grandmother oblique grandfather and a child. So peer learning happens at that playground, at that society's meetup point, or a society's confectionery shop where all the children meet and
True.
plan their day ki aaj we'll play this, aaj we'll play that. So that there is what decision making happens. If two children, or if a group fight, the third one is also going to come there and sort that fight out.
Absolutely.
So that is basically what it is. It's leadership skill.
True.
The two children that were fighting, they will understand the concept of adjustment.
मैं बच्चों को लड़ना तो चाहिए, एडजस्टमेंट तो सीखी
Without
जाए.
fighting, they will not understand anything.
Absolutely.
यही तो हो रहा है 2011 to 20 में. पेरेंट्स यही तो चाह रहे हैं कि बच्चे लड़ें ही ना. Why? Let them fight. Let them fight their own battles.
But you don't get into it. Let them fight.
Don't get into it till the time it can be handled by them.
Yes.
Again, the smart and the wise part. Let them show their smartness.
Yes.
Let their smartness become wiseness in due course of time, so that they can understand what is wrong, what is right.
And also it will help them in emotional development.
Absolutely.
And it is so very important that they develop emotionally. Otherwise, कितना भी पढ़ ले, इमोशनल डेवलप नहीं होंगे तो प्रेशर नहीं झेल पाएंगे.
और ये इमोशनल डेवलपमेंट आपकी सिर्फ और सिर्फ पीयर ग्रुप में हो सकती है, चाहे वो एक क्लासरूम में हो, चाहे वो एक प्लेग्राउंड में हो, या आपके अपने सिबलिंग्स के बीच हो.
अच्छा एक बात बताइए हर्षित, as a child, now you are heading so many branches, but as a child, have you ever faced any challenges when
See,
you were in
without
school?
the challenges, I don't think.
What was your biggest challenge then?
What was my biggest challenge? My biggest challenge was that my mother did not allowed me to play as much as I wanted to play. She always.
So you understood the pain.
I so much do, and that's why all the children that are with me, all the parents that I meet with, I only tell them one thing: let them play.
फिर उसको उस चैलेंज को अपने ओवरकम कैसे किया?
Overcome कभी कर ही नहीं पाए.
सुबह सुबह 4 बजे उठ के
That was a phase when we used to get up. Sundays were the most happening days of the week. Till Saturday we used to go in the school. We had to getting ready at 7 o'clock for a school day was very tedious task.
Yeah.
It was a task. But on a Sunday morning, you used to get up at 5 o'clock. We used to go to the playground.
Let me correct it, 4:30.
We used to get up 4:30 or 5 in the morning. We used to go to the parks. We used to secure our playing pitches or playing areas so that all the other groups cannot come and take that pitch. So ये ही वो चीज़ें थी जिनसे we understood and we understood how to adjust. My parents always used to say one thing कि तुम्हें ना सुनने की आदत होनी चाहिए.
Oh yes, और ना बोलने की भी, लेकिन इज्जत से.
तो they always had their focus कि even if they had the resources of giving me each and everything, they still did not used to give. I remember when I used to go to college, I used to travel in public transport. ऐसा नहीं है कि there were no resources weren't available, but adapting to those environments of catching a bus when you are running, or being in a bus, or taking a ticket, or dealing with that bus conductor, dropping off the bus, you never know कि when in life you would require those kind of skills.
Yes.
And
these are very important ones.
that is the only point and age when you can be made ready for that. After that, your risk zone is eliminated. Only and only what you have to do is you have to be perfect in each and everything.
Yes. So are you passionate about something, like anything that gives you extreme happiness?
What gives me happiness is when people around me are happy.
No, you have to tell about yourself now.
My happiness resides in people around me. If they are happy of what we together are doing, then I am happy.
Like example, do you have any hobby as such that gives you happiness?
Hobby as such, I like to travel. I like to get out of my daily schedule once in a while, once in a month.
How often do you travel?
Talking about my resolution of 2020, I have resoluted to visit one new city each month.
Really?
January and February both have went well. Today is 2nd of March, and I am looking forward that let's see what March is holding for.
Okay,
me
so
right
which
now.
were the 2 cities you traveled?
Both were in Rajasthan.
Okay.
One it was Ajmer that I visited in January. In February I visited Ranthambore.
So
I went
when
for
you-
the safari over there.
Okay, when you visit a place, why I'm asking you this, everybody I interviewed here, at least 80% of them has said traveling is their hobby because through traveling they learn a lot.
Yeah.
With you, I want to ask that you said, again, I was expecting also this answer of traveling. So when you travel, what do you look forward to?
I look
As an
forward.
educator
I look
also, I'm
forward
asking you
to
this.
experiences.
Does it
And
help?
and my travel idea is not only limited or confined to gaining new things. It can also be just confined to spending a day in a hotel room where you do not have to work, attend any calls, and just laying down and retrospecting with yourself what next. So idea of holiday is open to what comes.
Taking a break, simply. Right?
Taking a break. That break, we cannot call it a break because I am not off work when I am on a holiday.
Educators are never off work.
Nobody is off work. Be it educator, be it any person who is working, he is never off break. Off break is no such term for me. I don't believe in break kind of thing. Even on a holiday, your mind is working continuously.
Yeah.
A teacher's mind is working on a Sunday holiday day, that what she has to do for the next day, what things she can plan for the upcoming day for children. So a break doesn't happen anytime. It's always just a time off. एक थोड़ा सा टाइम आप अपने लिए निकाल लेते हैं to settle down yourself, so that you can bounce back and launch yourself with more energy and more power for the upcoming day.
Harshit, how often do you come out of your comfort zone?
Why out of the comfort zone, as in?
For example, you may be very comfortable with the current way of how the business or how the education system is. Maybe or may not be.
Okay.
How do you feel that I need to come out of this comfort zone to include something more new into my area or into the kind of work that I'm doing?
See, getting out of the comfort zone is basically and directly accompanied with preparing children for the 66% jobs. So my idea of getting out of comfort zone is only to
give the best to the kids?
To find out what's next.
Oh.
For example, in these days, if I'm working on my life skills program, let's say that gets completed by this March and we implement in 2020 and we see results for it for 2 years and we find it that yes, it is working very nice. After 2 to 3 years, children will get accustomed to that program. Then what next? So this what next is always my getting out of my comfort zone. कि अब क्या किया जा सकता है? बच्चे भी यही ढूंढते हैं ना. एक स्पोर्ट जब वो खेल लेते हैं, एक सब्जेक्ट जब वो पढ़ लेते हैं, अब आगे क्या? Every March they question themselves, what next? A grade 6 goes into grade 7, a grade 7 goes into grade. What's next? Intel has this tagline. I have taken it from there.
Okay.
What's next?
What's next?
See, everything is evolving at such a pace we cannot even imagine. So, क्या है next क्या है?
Like the time frame even we are talking, there is at least 10 to 12 apps that they have released around the world.
They must have.
So it's changing every moment today.
Each and every moment. Earlier, a generation gap used to come after at least 1.5 decades.
Yeah.
At least 15 years was a time then a generation resisted.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's only half a decade.
वो भी भूल जाओ. 1 year, 2 year.
So how generations are changing, how the mind of a child is changing, how the parenting is changing, how schooling is changing, how businesses are changing. आप कैसे cater करोगे उसको? वही comfort zone से बाहर निकलना है.
There's a very important thing that is coming in my mind right now is that kids often cry.
Yeah.
And that is normal. But once they're at 10th, 11th, 12th, they resist themselves from crying, which also makes them emotionally very unstable at times. Because according to, again, whatever I have studied, crying makes you feel very, very, positive sometimes. Halka kar deta hai. But today's kids, they try to again post it on online or something like that, and they don't express it. They don't even cry at times. What are your thoughts regarding it?
See, here again, the biasness between a girl and boy plays a major role.
Being a boy especially, I want to ask you this.
I have cried my entire childhood.
And I think that's normal.
That should be very normal. That is very normal. There are instances in your daily life, in your daily schedule, in your day-to-day scenarios and agendas that you feel like bloating out of yourself.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of things that you cannot control. You cannot, hover around each and everything. That is perfectly normal. And it should be appreciated.
Yes.
If a child is crying, let alone if anyone is crying, it's the moral responsibility of the people present around himself to give him support. Ki whatever happened.
Yeah.
The next day is a fresh day. It's a new dawn. Bounce back, launch yourself with the energy that you have within yourself, the positivity and the vibes that you carry along with yourself, and do not repeat what you did the previous day that made you cry.
Yeah, true.
Learn from that and move on. हाँ, इससे better तो कोई process है ही नहीं. Crying is the process that clarifies your inner self.
Yeah, true, very true.
So get out of it, enjoy your upcoming day, launch yourself, feel good.
That you're alive.
You're alive. See, after crying, you feel very
Relaxed.
light. You feel very relaxed. You feel as if
I think girls are emotionally more evolved because of the fact that they keep on crying.
it keeps on crying. There might be
A reason, a very strong reason.
But that you can tell.
No, see, I cry whenever I feel like I am a bit disturbed or I'm not in my best of my state. I cry and I
You
feel
should.
it's okay. Let me cry. I'll just throw it out from my mind and again I'll be back. And with kids, I find they don't feel it normal. That's the reason I discussed that sometimes if you feel you want to cry, just cry. It's okay. It's a human behavior.
See, talking about a classroom environment again, and if a child is crying in a classroom, what are the roles and responsibilities of a teacher that is present in that classroom? First of all, crying is good, but a child should also be made so strong that he does not cry or bloat out publicly.
Okay.
See, if he cries in front of a classroom, he'll become a part of a bully.
Oh, yes. This is a very important thing that you are...
See, so when we are discussing that crying is perfectly normal and perfectly alright, at the same part we have to make sure that the child is so strong that he knows when to vent out his emotions.
Yes.
And the teacher here plays a very pivotal role. If in case the child is in the process of becoming strong and one day or the other he breaks down into the classroom, it's the teacher's responsibility over there to make him not a part of the bully. To govern that bulliness in the classroom so that that child feels calm in himself or herself that yes, I did the right thing, or I did not do a wrong thing.
Yeah, true.
And the people or the children around do not feel their territory over that child कि हम अब इसको bully कर सकते हैं. अरे तू तो रोया, तू क्लास में रोया, तू लड़कियों के सामने रोया, तू या for a girl तू रोई उसके सामने. It should not be the agenda that becomes for 3 days next in the classroom.
Yeah, true.
वो
Even
रोया
at
था.
home, I think for parents sometimes, even if they, because I really see these things around, and you being the head of such an important school, it was important for us to discuss about this it's very small, but it's a very important topic. Okay, we are coming to an end of this extremely interactive session. Before that, I really want to know what are your visions for the coming 1 year. Okay, I got it.
See, my vision
skill.
for not for only for this upcoming year or for any n number of years that our school or any educating institution is in operation, the only goal should be how to make the child adaptable to whatever environment he is thrown into, whatever challenges he is facing. He should be at his best. He should have all the resources he has imbibed during his school time, his college time, his university time to launch those resources in front of that challenge.
Yes.
Before coming to me, these are my resources. आप इनसे पहले लड़ना पड़ेगा आपको.
Okay, I was about to ask 1 year, 5 year, 10 years. Okay.
This is my agenda for upcoming
50 years.
50 centuries. If you are dealing with preparing individuals who are going to run this country, who are going to run the hospitals, who are going to run the businesses, who are going to do anything, as they always say, a teacher is a profession that creates all the other professions.
Absolutely.
So my agenda would be for now on and for all the upcoming years to prepare the child for his best. Not in a generic way, but his own individualized and personalized way, that yes, this is best for this, this is best for that.
True.
This is my agenda. And
Great.
if we are able to achieve this agenda, I do not talk about only for myself, all the people who are dealing with education fraternity, who have the decision making power for any number of children associated with them. Everyone should have this agenda only.
True.
The agenda is never to become the top in the country or top in the state or top in the city or top in the world or any to rank anywhere.
Yeah.
It is only to whatever number of children you have. It is only to foster best out of them.
Best out of them.
That's
It
it.
reminds me of one really good thought by Darwin, that is survival for the fittest.
Survival of the fittest. Yes.
So with that, I come to the end of the session with a question that, what about your golden thoughts about the initiative that Entab has taken for bringing all the educators, their mindsets, their vision into one platform?
Entab has taken out this beautiful initiative to call on educators and share their viewpoints. So what I can urge and request the fellow educators that would be watching this or any of the interviews that Entab or you do is to just follow these interviews so that we can get to learn out of our fellow educators.
Absolutely.
So learning is always a continuous process.
And as we discussed from peer mates, we can learn.
We can learn the best.
Yes.
So when we are with our peers, we know we will not be judged.
Yes.
So because our problems are same.
Same.
So yes, we can learn from our peers only, and with this initiative of Entab, I think this goal we can implement that childhood peer learning to now our business peer learning.
Ready, I'm going to visit you very soon.
Most welcome.
But we won't let you go like this. We want your autograph here, so that your memories are stoned in the. So that your memories are.
One, two, three, stop.
Thank you so much for coming, for gracing us. Thank you, Harshit. That's so sweet of you. Yeah, we got Harshit sir's very important message for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And may God bless you with good health, good vision, peace, and everything around you.
Thank you.